I like to drink and fish. You like to drink when you fish? Of course you do. Why the hell go fishing? But don't get so drunk you don't know what you're doing out there when you're fishing. We was fishing the other day, and I get hammered, and I'm like, I got to take a leak. Oh, so I started peeing in the lake. Realized I was in the fish tank up at the Red Lobster. Thank God they put rubber bands on them lobster pinchers, I tell you that much.
All right, that was a scene from Larry the Cable Guy tailgate party, which debuts this Sunday night at 9 p.m. You're laughing already at your own jokes. The show was filmed in front of over 50,000 people at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. And get this, it is believed to be the largest comedy show in history. And joining me now to talk about the huge event and much more, the man himself. Get her done. Larry,
Believed it was the largest tape comedy performance in history. Stand up, yes it was.
I'm not surprised.
Solo, that's right.
So just you?
Just me.
You've been on a Freedom concert. You knocked the house down.
It was awesome.
Following you is bad. It's hard to do.
Well, I had to follow Newt. That was some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Newt got done doing that, and, you know, Newt gives this real serious speech, you know, and I go up after him. He's walking up. I go, "Hey, Newt, funny stuff. Good job. You knocked him dead."
Well,
he kind of looked at me like, "What?"
It's a little different tone. By the way, is everything all right in your business? Because the economy's really slow.
Boy, I tell you, it's bad here in New York. I don't get here much, but I seen a prostitute outside with a sign said "No payments till 2011." Good night, Sean. You guys got to do something.
I know that's a problem in New York. You're not kidding.
Hey, since I got the TV here and all my friends watch me, I got to admit something to you and everybody else. I'm not proud of it. I've been sleeping with members of my staff.
What?
Yeah. And what's worse than that is I'm self-employed. Thank you. Can I do 2 segments? This is so good.
I think this is good. All right, I got to, before we get to some serious stuff, and by the way, this is, I didn't see the movie yet, but I'm going to take this home. I'm going to watch it tonight.
Oh, it's awesome. That DVD's great. I'm going to tell you. 53,000 people. I was about as nervous as you can get, but that thing...
You weren't nervous.
I was nervous for that. I mean, oh, yeah, but that thing went smooth. The sound was good. And I thought as a one-liner timing comedian, I was going to get thrown by the big crowd, but it was awesome. That's a good special right there.
Now, who would
Comedy Central... Sunday night at 9 o'clock, and it doesn't interfere with any of your stuff.
Well, it actually does. Hannity is in a repeat on Sunday night at 9, but, you know.
Here, do this. TiVo Hannity.
TiVo Larry. No. All right, well, let me ask you this. I want to ask you a serious question, because health care is really taking over the country. I mean, it's a big deal. They want to nationalize health care. I mean...
well, look, it's crazy. Why would you want to, you know, you got... 75% of the people enjoy what they got. Why do you want to wreck that for them? Why don't you just take care of the ones that don't have it? You know what I mean? And not wreck it for the people that enjoy what they have.
Common sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But let me just say this about the doctor. I kind of get irritated at the doctor anyway. Because you spend all this money, and sometimes you don't feel any better. You know, I thought I went to the doctor. I thought I had chronic fatigue syndrome. I go in there, spend $3,500.
Wow.
Turns out I'm just lazy. You believe that?
I can't believe it.
And then I had stomach problems, and I go in there, my stomach's killing me. He goes, "Well, don't eat nothing all day and drink this." And I go, "Well, how much is it?" He goes, $500. It'll clean out your system. Well, $500 to clean out my system, I can do that with a corn dog and a Mountain Dew, for God's sake. What's that, $1.20 up at the fair?
You go to 7-Eleven, it's cheaper.
Yeah, and then I'm sitting in there waiting on the doctor to come in, and there's a magazine. They have a thing in there, Hemorrhoids Awareness Week. I'm not kidding. They got a Hemorrhoids Awareness Week.
I never heard of that.
And I'm thinking, let me tell you something. If you got hemorrhoids, I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. All right?
Yeah, I think you're...
What's wrong? What's that cantaloupe doing hanging out there behind there? What the hell's going on? I think there's something wrong with him. He's got to get to the doctor.
I think so.
You know, it's crazy. And I'll tell you what else I don't like about going to the doctor. You always got to sit in the waiting room next to some dirtbag who's got some weird disease.
I know.
And they're coughing everywhere.
Spitting all over you.
They want to be your best friend for 40 minutes. Yeah. You're sitting down there like, how you doing? I'm Ricky. Oh, gee, Merry Christmas. What in the world? You're getting leprosy on everybody.
That's true. Now, I got to ask you, because you're always into politics. Last time you were here, I talked to you about Al Gore.
And I'm the one you want to come to for politics.
Honestly, you do. Because we need some comedy relief.
You got to be honest.
Were you talking about
any worse than what we got?
We couldn't, right? It's pretty bad. All right, so you talk about Al Gore and global warming.
Oh, gee. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. Global warming, what a farce that's turned out to be. I was just up in Canada.
Yeah.
Global warming. You know, I had a polar bear beg me to shoot it in the head. It was so cold up there. I'm not kidding. Anyway, that's what I told the cops.
No, global warming and this Al Gore. I mean, you know, he's always like the CO2 level. It's like, come on, Al. I don't know what the CO2 level is, but the BS level's getting pretty high. I know that much. And have you seen him lately? Global warming hasn't melted his ice cream any. Good night.
No,
he's blowing up like a tick on Dracula. Al Gore is. He needs to sweat a little bit.
Well,
and here's another thing. They discount. Nobody ever says anything about the sun. Yeah. It's our fault they got global warming, but they discount the sun.
Blame the sun?
Yeah. I mean, you got this big ball of fire in the sky, but yeah, that has nothing to do with it. It's humans that are doing it. You know, that's like sitting at a bonfire and somebody lighting a cigarette and somebody else going, put out that cigarette. It's getting hot in here. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
And Al Gore never. How did all the ice melt, Sean? We've had, what, 4 ice ages alone?
4.
Once the whole world was covered in ice?
Yeah.
I mean, was the dinosaurs driving SUVs and stuff around back then?
I don't think so.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't. Who do you dislike more, Al Gore or Nancy Pelosi?
You know what? Let me just say this. I don't dislike anybody, Sean. I'm a nice guy. I like everybody. I really do. We're all human beings, and I like everybody. I don't like their policies, and I don't like what they're shoving down our throat. Al Gore's personal wealth has gone from, what, 3 million to 93 million in like 3 years?
Yeah.
I mean, put 2 and 2 together on that whole deal. Yeah. So I'm sure he's a nice guy personally. Yeah. I've never met him. But you got to follow the money trail on some of this. It's ridiculous after a while. And I don't know Pelosi either, but somebody sent me an email the other day, and it said Nancy Pelosi naked. Oh.
Oh.
It was unbelievable.
Oh. Everything good with the wife and kids? now that I got to deal with this?
The wife and kids are good, and I'm going to tell you, my little boy was laying in bed the other day, and you just want your kids to grow up good. You know, you just want them to grow up good. And he was in the bed the other day, and he was saying to his sister, we heard him on his little monitor, he was like, Reagan, do you love Jesus? I love Jesus. Reagan, I love Jesus. I'm thinking, oh, that's cool, man. My little boy's talking about the Lord, you know. And then I was listening closer, and I realized he was saying, I love Cheez-Its. I'm like, well, great. I went from here to there real quick. You know, I got to say this. I bought him a swing set for Christmas, him and my little girl, and there was like 1,000 pieces. And I didn't want to put it together, so what I did was I gave both of them an Ambien before they went to bed, and I fell asleep. They woke up in the middle of the night and put it together themselves. It was unbelievable.
Oh, man.
You ever take one of them Ambiens? It gives you a lot of energy.
Tailgate party. Larry the Cable Guy. Thank you, Larry. Good to see you.
Sunday night, 9 o'clock. DVD comes out Tuesday. Hilarious special. You'll love it.
50,000+ people.